From the historic Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, it's the 2024 ACE Awards, celebrating the best of the Adam Carolla Show this year. And now, your host, Adam Carolla.
Well, thank you guys as we go into 15 years of podcasting. Actually, we're into 15. We're hitting 15, I think, as I recall. No, I think we're hitting 16. Jesus, we got to figure that one out. We're hitting 16. This is crazy. I mean, my longest running job, let's see, carpentry, I got about 12 years in there, 11, 12. Loveline, I got a decade. Morning show, I got about three years, 3 or 4 months. That is so weird. I wonder if someone got hold of me when I was in high school and it's like, your job, your profession, the longest running job you're going to have. And I would have thought it would have been working at the Flask Liquor on Ventura Boulevard back then, but they would have gone podcasting. And I went, what the hell is that? So blessed, sitting in my studio that I built and sitting in the warehouse that I bought 20-something years ago, talking to some of the most interesting people in the world. And it's all because of you guys. It just, the fact that we all have jobs that aren't real jobs and get to do this instead of a real job is really because you people listen and you share. And I love going out on the road and doing a comedy show and seeing the father-son team or the mother-daughter team come in and say, oh, my mom got me hooked on it, and now I'm listening to it. So it, of course, would be impossible without you. But I do wake up every once in a while and I just think, God, thank God I don't have a regular job. Now, I had enough regular jobs from 0 to 30 to fill 10 lifetimes, so I understand it. I'm glad I've been there and I've done that, and I'm glad I have an A and a B and something to contrast this with, and thus appreciate it. So thank you so much. I don't know the winners. I don't know anything about this. This is Lynch. This is Dawson. This is Prano. These are all the guys putting this together. So I will be as surprised to listen to it as you. And our first category is Best Impressions.
The nominees for Best Impression are Jay Farrow as Bernie Mac.
Yeah, I was doing impressions and I was talking about pop culture, whatever was happening. I mean, what was hot at that time, R. Kelly was, that was the first round of the R. Kelly situation. So I talked about him as Bernie Mac, and I would talk about him as the crocodile hunter, and I talked about how Justin Timberlake whooped out Janet Jackson's breasts. I think I remember it as Bernie Mac. It's probably not as funny now because I was 16 when I did this, but I was like, I said, you whooped out a motherfucking breast. And let's talk about motherfucker R. Kelly. You knew there was a motherfucking child. Let me tell you how you knew. You took off a shirt, she had on a training bra. No motherfucker but mature got on no training bra. You wanted that young kitten. You wanted that young sugar. That's what you like. And people would laugh. But I was a kid.
Tyler Fisher as Ben Shapiro and Bill Burr.
I'm more of a Daily Wire watcher.
Thank you.
And I do have to say that this episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Use code Bertram for 15% off.
Thank you, Ben. I always like to imagine Ben just doing ads all the time because he cuts to an ad every 5 seconds.
He's seamless.
He's giving a eulogy to his best friend. As we know, Greg wrapped his car around a telephone pole. He did not get enough sleep the night before. If only he'd been using a helium sleep mattress, this never would have happened. Use RIP Greg for 10% off. Helium sleep mattress. Sleep like your life depends on it.
All right. Greg. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, right?
Hey,
It's just brutal, right? Freaking brutal.
well, you're a white guy, Bill, right?
I don't know, but I got a black wife, right?
Oh.
She's always bitching at me, right? Watching Oprah. It's fucking brutal.
It's got to be tough going out doing your set and then coming home to a woman who's critiquing you that way, Bill.
Right, and I can't, you're racist. Oh, he's racist, right? It's happening on a Monday. I don't know. I'm just being a dick.
Aries Spears as Tony Soprano.
I always say, man, doing impressions, it's like being a singer. How singers have an ear for tone, inflection, cadence, nuance. Everybody's voice is a note. So, Louis got that potato, you say tomato, let's go loading off. So he's got that, and even when I do Tony Soprano, fuck it, Uncle June thinks he's on the bush.
Right.
Friend of New Jersey. When Uncle June is not, I'm the king of the bush of New Jersey. All my guys know that pussy show Christopher. Even Uncle June and Johnny Shack. So, with Tony, it's the shh, like Hesh. Talking about Hesh and Jad, man, you're in pocket.
Daryl Hammond as Truman Capote.
I feel like it's an SNL sketch to have Truman Capote read in cold blood.
Well, that's not a bad idea. The village of Holcomb stands on the high wheat plains of western Kansas, a lonesome area that other Kansans call out there. The local accent is barbed with a prairie twang and ranch hand nasalness, and the men, many of them, wear narrow frontier trousers, Stetsons, and high-heeled boots with pointy toes.
Godfrey as Cat Williams, Shannon Sharp, and Samuel L. Jackson.
I think we're all intrigued by Cat Williams.
He's intriguing as hell. Whether he's telling the truth or not, you just can't help but listen to him talk.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
Adam Carolla, one of the best podcasts I've ever heard.
Tell us more, Cat.
Like, I just understand Steve Harvey couldn't be a superstar. He couldn't be. They ain't gonna pick no bumbling country bumpkin man like you, looking like Mr. Potato Head. That was hilarious.
How about Cedric the Entertainer?
Ooh, looking like a walrus.
Not a Cedric the Entertainer fan, Cat?
And he's like, oh, come on, Cat. That's Shannon Sharp. Listen, man, welcome to the club, Shay Shay. I gotta drink some of this more cognac. I can't, hey, Cat, man, I thought the comedians all hung together, man. I've been in the NFL for a long time. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, I did not know that you didn't like all these people, man. Let me get more some of this cognac. I want to see a white guy. I'll be mad if they have a black Evel Knievel like Samuel Jackson will be. I said I'm not jumping the goddamn trucks. It's too fucking far.
Wow. Every year we do this, and every year, and I think it's my wiring, possibly my no to low self-esteem, I always think, well, what good moments are they going to find in the show? I don't remember any. I mean, I know people said stuff, but they're going to find that much good stuff, and then they do. So here it is. We're unveiling, right? The winner, Daryl Hammond. And he just did one impression. We had multiple impressions in there, but that was, the Truman Capote reading in True Blood was sort of insane. And I do recall talking to him about there actually being a tape of Truman Capote reading reading that book, the novel that he wrote. Anyway, what's it called? What did I say? In True Blood? I didn't mean in True Blood.
Cold Blood.
In Cold Blood. In Cold Blood. Either way, we'll be sending the statuette out to Daryl as we speak. All right. Next up, our first installment of Rant of the Year.
Our first nominee for Rant of the Year, Shop Class.
I know I've been screaming about this subject for over 25 years. Ever since I started seeing all these commercials, I'm Sheryl Crow, and this is for the music. We need to bring music back into kids and classrooms. And there was this whole big push in the mid-90s of the arts in school and the arts, music. And there was always, they do this fucking bullshit where they go like, turns out kids who have mastered the oboe are 3 times more likely to go to college. Yeah, because they have parents who care. They bought them a fucking oboe and they practice something.
Yeah.
for 3 hours a day. If you do that with anything, you'll be 3 times better at math than anybody else. It's all bullshit. We have to expose them to art. We have to expose them to music. It's not worth a fucking nickel once you get out of high school. Then I would yell, we need trades programs. We need to bring back shop class. Not fucking Sheryl Crow with her fucking oboe. We need shop class back in school. This is 1994, and everyone just look at me and go, what are you such a hater for? And I go, there's kids, they need a skill. The oboe's not, they're not playing the oboe. And they go, whoa. I go, why don't we have shop class? Because music opens their mind up. I go, well, they don't have a skill, they need a job. No, music makes them think better. Like, oh, shut the fuck up. Where is shop? It's kind of true. You take these people, you put them in charge, and you get what they got. I mean, it'd be if you took these yentas and you just went, you're in charge of the TV set, then you would never see another hockey game as long as you lived. Isn't that how it would work? Well, they'd be in charge of the TV set, and there'd be a lot of Real Housewives in New Jersey's and everything else, but you would never see another hockey game. So that would be it. And then you would sail all the way through from first grade to 12th grade without ever hearing the word hockey or puck or goalie. So that's pretty much how it works. But then when you got out of high school, there'd be a lot of opportunity for hockey, except for you wouldn't know anything about hockey because you pass signs going, we're looking for hockey players. And you wouldn't have a job, but you wouldn't know anything about hockey because you were watching Real Housewives of Ventura County. Yeah, okay. That's good. I don't want to do a rant on top of a rant. Interview of the year, first installment, Russell Brand.
Our first nominee for Interview of the Year, Russell Brand.
I mean, I've certainly feel like an outsider. I felt like an outsider for a lot of my life, actually. And certainly even, I've got to tell you, even when being sort of condemned, attacked, accused of things that I have not done, I feel like what's sort of insidiously present within that is that even while I was sleeping around as a profligate and self-centered womanizer, you are not allowed to be a profligate, self-centered womanizer. You are too weird. You're not like a Ryan Gosling or a handsome regular guy. You're too quirky. You shouldn't be allowed to sleep with a bunch of women. It can't have been legit. You know, so I, in a sense, have a sympathy for people that are unusual. And I also am mindful of how easy it is to kind of condemn, damn, shame, make false allegations, and create conditions that legitimize persecutions of unusual people. And I think that the only way that this tension is ever going to be alleviated is if there is a kind of a consensus among us that there is no longer a centralized culture, that whether you're an Anglo kind of person in Australia, America, or our country, the UK, and identify with the dominant culture that might be football and beer and Christianity, or if you're a progressive person who identifies with gender fluidity and whatever tableau of ideas coalesce around that, there's got to be a kind of right for those kind of groups to live together. And your point of re-traumatization and agitation, I think, is an interesting one, because it doesn't seem like the end goal is harmony and conciliation, and yet that is always the kind of ideological undergirding. We should be inclusive, we should be diverse, and I'm mindful now, as a recent convert to Christianity, that all of these politically correct, as they were once called, ideas could be diffused by the simple principle of kindness. If you are kind, you will be kind to people regardless of how they express themselves, as long as that kindness is reciprocal, and in the case of Christianity, even if it is not. So I think it's so odd to appoint the culture as the arbiter of values and principles when sort of rejecting the fact that spiritual values already afford you that conviviality and that kindness, to be plain about it. And also that the culture doesn't seem at its heart to be actually good faith. What is the culture about? It's about individualism. I think it's about selfishness. I'm not talking about these progressive movements. I'm talking about consumerism and commodity. What drives it? That the apex is the individual. That the individual and the fulfillment of the individual is the chief set of goals that you're pursuing. And I can see why that leads to sort of myriad forms of extraordinary expression.
Yeah, I'm saying... The question was, what do you like on your pizza? And Russell...
that's my answer.
Interesting dude. And certainly not the guy he was several years ago. All right, moving forward into our second installation of Rant of the Year.
Our second nominee for Rant of the Year. Kamala Harris nomination.
I love Kamala Harris because when Biden announced I'm going to only look at women of color for the vice presidential position, I, as the only person in Hollywood, went, that's a fucking horrible idea. And everyone else goes, what's wrong? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? I'll tell you what's wrong with it. You've shrunk your pool of competent people to next to nil. Like, if you think about it, like you go, first, they got to be a Democrat. You go, all right, there goes half the pool. Then you go, they've got to be a woman. And it's not 50-50 women in politics. It's probably 70-30. So you go, it's got to be a woman. You shrunk that thing down pretty dramatically. And then you went, and she's got to be a woman of color. And now you're down to 2%. That's your pool. So you're looking for the second most important job in the land, and you've shrunk your pool down to nothing. Like, what the fuck? What do you think? What you think if Ferrari ran their F1 team that way? I must have. First off, we're eliminating all guys. Yeah. We're eliminating all Italian guys.
We need a quadriplegic.
We need a quadriplegic. We need somebody in a wheelchair. We need a woman. She's got to be a woman of color. Like, okay, but you are eliminating a lot of people who could be good at this job of running your F1 team. You're eliminating, that's what I'm doing because I'm a fucking hero. All right, you fucking heroes did it, and you got Kamala Harris. Now you have a person who polls lower than the president. I didn't even know it was possible in the past to poll lower than the president, because normally the vice president kind of flies under the radar, and it's like, you may not like Obama and you may have issues with him, but they go Al Gore. You go, I don't know what he's up to. He seems nice, or whatever, whoever that guy is. I don't think Mike Pence ever polled lower than Donald Trump. You have someone who polls lower than Biden. Biden is senile. Biden is losing it by the day. When you look at clips of him from 3 years ago, his eyes are open. He seems lucid. Now one eye is closed and the other eye is half open. Can't understand what he's saying. And now you sanctimonious dipshits are stuck with Kamala Harris. You're fucking stuck with her, you fucking retards. I love it when somebody's horrible plan ends up torpedoing their own fucking boat. Yes, you asshole racists who are trying to not come across as racist by the soft bigotry of low expectations fucked your own plan up by putting someone in there who was underqualified to hold that position, and then we found out about it. And now you got the orange devil, but it's only because you had to announce we need this. Good. Always good. All right. Off on another subject. Rant of the Year, installment number 3, pie rankings.
Our third nominee for Rant of the Year, pie rankings.
Peanut butter pie is number 2. What?
Fuck out of here. What is all this diarrhea in a crust shit for?
Peanut butter pie is number 2.
What's all this diarrhea in a crust shit for, man?
And the number 1 pie for Thanksgiving from USA Today. Any pie with chocolate in it.
Oh!
Are you serious?
List hasn't been up.
No, they did not say that.
I feel like there's certain entities that were put here and constructed simply to fuck with me.
Yes.
I feel like USA Today Rolling Stone magazine and Gavin Newsom were all created because some power in the heavens went, what's going to annoy Adam Carolla the most? Like, what would be the worst thing that ever happened to Adam Carolla? He will live in a state that is run by Gavin Newsom. He will disagree with every single thing that comes out of Gavin Newsom's mouth, and every single thing the USA Today is prints, and everything Rolling Stone prints. He will disagree with all of it, and will do it just to piss off Adam. Pie with chocolate. First off, it's chocolate cake. There is no pie with chocolate.
That's right.
What do you mean anything with chocolate in it?
Pie does not belong.
And by the way,
in the same
do we
sentence.
not get enough chocolate? Can we not source chocolate?
Yes.
I can't find chocolate in this man's country. Like, there's chocolate's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. It has nothing to do with Thanksgiving either. You can have chocolate whenever you want. And by the way, the peanut butter pie, that's called a peanut butter cup, you douche. It already exists, and we got a fucking fill of them during Halloween. We don't need you fucking input on this.
Keep going!
I don't think there should be chocolate anywhere near Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't think there should be chocolate anything. I just don't feel. I feel like it's almost a break from chocolate. I mean, you don't eat pumpkin pie in July, but you'll have a Hershey's bar. Like, chocolate is just year round. It doesn't need to be woven into Thanksgiving. It's its own thing. It's sort of like, I like salmon, but not on Thanksgiving. There's no room for salmon on Thanksgiving. Like, we need some rules. I don't need how could chocolate possibly help Christmas or Thanksgiving? It cannot aid. It can only hurt. It would serve to upset me and my brethren, and I don't need it. And I'm sticking by, there is no chocolate in pie. There's German chocolate. German chocolate cake is as good as you want chocolate for dessert. Get a big wedge of German chocolate cake. We're good. That's it. The pie, it's not a pie. It's just pudding in a pie. And by the way, the whipped cream thing, I could put whipped cream on a corpse. Like, it wouldn't make, I guess now it's a good thing. Well, I'm glad you murdered that hooker, because now there's some whip. It's like, that's just a thing. You just go, you just put it on anything. So, no, that doesn't count. It's pudding with whipped cream on it in a pie shell. No, sorry. All right. Outstanding achievement in shitting on a point or story.
The nominees for outstanding achievement in shitting on a point or story are Orny Adams.
It's interesting, Orny, if you think about it, because when they were doing the award shows and it was MLK Day, well, I grew up, it was Reverend King. It's now Dr. King. They're getting the religion part backed out.
Oh, why is that?
Oh, not fans of religion, that group. They're trying to take the religion out. He would have been called Reverend, and he probably would have wanted to be called Reverend, but he gets called Doctor.
Can you double
every
up?
single time?
Yes, you can say he's the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, but they don't do it. They just go Dr. King. They don't like religion.
Who?
The guys that are flapping their fucking mitts together for Drag Race, and RuPaul.
The Bible doesn't like
that ain't a religious.
Stuff.
You're not religious.
No, but I'm also not a fucking retard. That's what these guys are.
I don't know about that.
No, they don't like religion, and so he went from Reverend King to Dr. King. They like Doctor. They love Dr. Jill Biden. They like the doctor.
She a reverend too?
She's nothing. But the point is they love...
She's your vice president.
Here's what they love. They love college. They hate church, right? One is college. One is church. So if it's a group that hates church and loves college, and you have a choice between Reverend and Doctor, even though he was always Reverend, they're going to strip away the Reverend and add the Doctor.
I got to be honest with you. My entire life, I've heard him referred to as Dr. Martin Luther King.
That's why we bring you in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's refreshing, Adam.
He's called Reverend. He's called
Listen,
Reverend.
if you want me to show up and agree with everything you say, like the other
your
guests
entire
that you
life.
love.
He was called Reverend King for the first.
No.
He got called Doctor. They switched it out about 14 years ago. He was always Reverend.
Mike Dawson.
I have a very serious question. Guys do the move all the time where they get all ripped in great shape and then they get fat. You know, they put on 30 pounds for this role. Do women ever do it? I think they have too much ego to do it. Guys do it. There's plenty of roles where guys got fat to do the role.
The chick who played Barbie did it. In I, Tonya.
No, not in I, Tonya. Margot Robbie did it in I, Tonya?
Yeah.
All right, let's find a picture from I, Tonya where she's ice skating, and we'll see if that's correct.
Okay, good point. But she's not.
All right,
she
we'll check your math.
She certainly wasn't attractive.
I said put on weight, Dawson.
Okay. Yeah, because but she did put on some.
7 pounds,
okay.
4 pounds. What are you talking? She's
not
playing
a shitload.
Perry Farrell.
Perry, I'm trying to think of what your place in music history is. Like, I think people think of you as like an innovator, sort of like an artist, pioneer. Do you ever give it any thought?
Not too long. I don't think about that too much or too long. I tend to just keep looking in front of me.
Eric Griffin and Mike Dawson.
I want to know, does everyone have weird cum guy in their group? That's all. There's always a dude who's you can tell because they bust a nut at the strip club when no one else can do that.
Yeah, but he's also weird.
Dawson,
if he's
that's
not me. No,
but you know that
guy. We got a guy at a bachelor party.
Oh well, that's amazing.
When the two chicks are going at each other and they want to see who wants to dance, whatever. This guy stripped down to his underwear and laid down on the floor so that in front of all of us dudes, he just said, "I'm losing my clothes, man. I'm getting into this."
Well, I don't know if he's still. I don't know if he's that guy though, Dawson.
Well, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're just talking about a guy got drunk at a bachelor party.
But
no.
But the guy was like
he busted a nut.
That guy. I don't know if he does. I never asked him.
Yeah, that's
okay. Dawson, I don't think you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but what's weird?
You're talking about. Hold on a second.
Does the guy
Dawson, a guy goes to a bachelor party, drinks too much, and gets wild. That's every guy.
That's not what I'm saying.
He busts a nut.
That guy.
That guy who busts a nut?
Yeah.
Oh, he did bust a nut.
Well, I don't know, but he also took somebody into the back room and had fun with her back there. It just.
Well, that's not weird cum guy though. That's have sex with someone guy. Right?
Okay, then I don't know. Forget it.
All right, Dawson, you're not allowed to be offended because I brought up the premise, and then you jumped in with what every 22-year-old does at a bachelor party or wants to do. That's all.
Guy was in his 40s.
It's not weird cum guy. Weird cum guy is bust a nut at a strip club guy.
But that's not unusual. I wouldn't say that's weird. You're being sexually being sexually aroused at a strip club.
It's not weird. It's not weird to do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying a weird cum guy would be like
you're supposed to
at the movies or something.
Orny Adams and Mike Dawson.
Our entire life, there were used car lots. Mm-hmm. There was a movie called Used Cars. Cal Worthington would sell you a used car. Now they're previously owned.
Not even previously, pre-owned. Pre-owned vehicles.
Oh, they're pre-owned?
Yeah, they're pre-owned. We've shortened it.
Wait, a used car is pre-owned?
Pre-owned, not previously owned.
Oh, they just go pre-owned.
Pre-owned.
Pre-owned feels weird because it feels like a new car because it'd be before owned.
I think they're called pre-owned. Am I wrong?
No, Orny's correct. Pre-owned.
Pre would mean before somebody owned it, right?
Somebody owned it before. Yeah.
No, I think they're abbreviating previously.
That's what they call it. I do car commercials. Yes, pre-owned. Yeah.
So,
are we keeping count how many times I'm right on this podcast? And
yeah, I know, but it doesn't make sense.
Because there's a lot.
It's just short for previously.
Correct.
Okay. But pre also means something.
The language is pre-owned. That's the language they use. But they also still use used.
Oh, they do use used?
Yes. New and used vehicles.
But pre means before, right?
Right. So it was owned before
previously owned.
Yeah. It's just short for previously. You're correct. Don't get too confused.
No, but there's a word called pre, right?
No, pre is the prefix of previously.
Oh, so like
pre is not really a word on its own.
Oh, it isn't?
No, pre is a prefix.
So pre-cum is previous cum? Jesus Christ. You two trying to get me to kill myself? Every year I go to Monterey and I race, and they have the historics. And the week before it, they have the prehistorics. That means before the historics. It's kind of a good name. But they do the prehistorics before the historics at Monterey every year. So it just means before. So I'm going to give myself a victory on that one. I know it's short for previous, but it still means before it was owned, which means it's still at the factory or on the lot. I'm sticking with me on that one.
Has a rant of the year ever come from the Ace Awards?
We never have, but there's certainly enough material to mine from that. All right. We're going to take a break, but back with the best musical moments.
We need to give the award for most uncomfortable moment.
Damn. Sorry, that's on me. We sailed through so many part ones and part twos. I got off my rhythm. Yeah. And I will give some love to this man too. The winner, Orny Adams for MLK. And I will say this. The Reverend has been dropped, and it's pretty much Dr. King, which is a sign of the times. But there were more doctors in the past than I originally anticipated. So I'll take half a loss on that one. But it is now, Reverend is completely gone. It's all doctor, and they used to split time between Reverend and doctor, which you all think means nothing, but I'm telling you, it's the zeitgeist. It's where we're at as a society. All right. Best musical moments right after this.
Hey, I'm Adam Carolla. That's Brad Williams and Jay Leno. Hey, buddy. Over there, we're doing our 3rd annual comedy fantasy camp. That's going to be January 23rd through the 26th, right in Hollywood, California. Where else would it be? These guys are going to be there.
So remember, 2 out of every 3 comics make it big.
Well, 1.5.
Do I get paid for this? Please tell me I get paid for this.
Go to comedyfantasycamp.com and get in on the fun.
All right, New Year's resolution. Vow to eat healthier, but what about your beloved pets and their nutrition? Yeah, you're doing better, but they're getting a bunch of dried up old kibble. Dr. Dennis Black created Rough Greens and Meow Greens to bring their dead food back to life with live vitamins and minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and more. See, pet food is dead food, and you eat dead food, soon enough, you're going to join it. You need to bring it to life. All, by the way, in a tasty formula your dog or cat will love. It'll improve their coat, digestion, energy, and mean less vet bills. I've been doing this with Phil, holding the sack right now. VitaSmart. You don't have to buy food and keep it in the refrigerator. You just sprinkle this on top of the food you're currently serving your dog or your cat. Get a Jumpstart trial bag. It's normally $20. It's free with the promo code Adam. You just cover shipping. It's a free Jumpstart trial bag. That's it. You just go to ruffgreens.com. Use the code Adam. Try it out for free. Your dog's going to love it, and you'll notice the difference quickly in your dog's vigor and health. Rough Greens, so good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Let's take a look back at some of the best live musical moments from the show last year.
We get a happy feeling when we're singing this song. Come along, there's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy. A whole lot of loving is what. A whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing to make you happy.
Y'all
to make you happy. To make you happy. Shit, man, we should tour. I've heard the song 10,000 times and I forgot how bad this first line was. All right. If a 9-year-old wrote that lyric, I'd slap the fucking crayon out of his hand and go, sorry, Timmy, no more lyrics for you. Baby, and I like TV. Even had to fucking take TV and kind of stretch it a little bit. By the way, there's nobody who likes TV who also doesn't like movies, and nobody likes movies. We like sitting on our asses watching people move and eating.
This is a #1 song.
You like Varsity and I like JV.
You think you're such a handsome man. You like sweet potato and I like yams. Yeah, we're talking about the same thing, dick.
Oh yeah, I know. Eyes that flash at the sound of life. And Wendy has wings to fly above the clouds.
If that guy's dropping his shorts to get into bed and a plume of bourbon and leather scent comes from his groin, he's stepping out.
There's an old song called Smell Yo Dick. Remember that one?
Yeah, Burr Alive.
Smell your dick.
Smell your dick. Farah Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous,
fa la la latina, fa la la latina, ding dong ding.
Yeah, I love it.
See her face everywhere I go, on the street and even at the picture show. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Oh,
that was Carolla, not me.
The Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for adventure. Your mind's on a new romance. And love won't hurt anymore. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. It's love. Welcome aboard. It's love. Shit. What? Shit. Give me some of that, baby.
Now back to the 2024 ACE Awards.
Man, it's so weird how that stuff gets seared into your brain so early and never leaves. Never leaves. All right. Moving on to second part of Interview of the Year with, well, you'll hear it from Dawson.
Our second nominee for Interview of the Year, Perry Farrell.
And that time I was designing jewelry. And I started designing jewelry and I got a job from my dad. One of his friends, his CB friends, gave me a job as a liquor distributor, delivery guy. So basically I would go and sell cases of liquor to liquor stores or nightclubs, and I had a van. You know, they gave me a van. It wasn't mine to keep, and every day I would hit the streets delivering liquor, and there was a club in Orange County. Forget the name of the club right now, but they were doing modeling shows. And, you know, there was a lot of hanky-panky going on. Rich dudes with yachts. It was like that scene. And I'm waiting, this chick, she's running the show. It's a modeling show. A modeling show at this place.
Yeah.
So she asked me, "Are you a model by any chance?" And I said, "How did you know?" "Yes, I am a model." And I'm thinking to my head, he's going to give me a job, but I don't want to be a model. So I said to her, "But I can do many things. I can do impersonations of singers. Like I can do Frank Sinatra. I can do David Bowie. I can do Mick Jagger. You know, I never did it before, but I knew if she gave me the shot, I could do it. So I started doing impersonations of, you know, Frank Sinatra, Bowie, and Mick Jagger, and this modeling gig turned into, and how would you like to go to this party on this guy's yacht? So it was a bit of, no, it wasn't a bit, it was an escort service as well. So my wife knows all this, so I don't mind telling you these things. But, so I briefly escorted some older ladies, and I had a girlfriend.
Wait, did you work as an escort?
I was invited to the parties, and there I was.
You were sort of a gigolo?
Yeah.
I forget a lot of these interviews, too. Like, I remember Perry Farrell's an interesting interview, but I forgot the whole gigolo story. All right, now on to the fourth installment of Rant of the Year.
Our fourth nominee for Rant of the Year, vaping and medical lies.
Here's what people need to understand about how our society works. I just had this discussion with a concerned woman.
Okay.
She found a vape pen and was concerned. The teenage daughter, son.
Okay.
Okay. Then I said, what was the vape? I don't know that much. Was it a tobacco? It's like a nicotine vape pen, or was it pot? And then she said, I hope it's pot. And I said, why? And she said, because the vaping, it's so bad for you. The tobacco was so bad. I've had this conversation with way more than one woman. And I said, there's nothing, it's just water vapor and nicotine. Where you want the kid hooked on nicotine? I said, what's the difference between caffeine and nicotine? You have 2 cups of coffee every fucking day. It's a stimulant. It's not bad for you. What's bad for you is the smoke part of it. And she goes, I've seen a million stories of it. First things first, we're nuts. We'd rather fucking teenagers be high than take something that's inert into their body. But they've then she said to me, how come there's so many tests and how there's so many studies about how bad? And I said, these are the people that say 55,000 people die of secondhand smoke every year. You want to know who dies of secondhand smoke? Nobody. You don't think they fucking lie about everything to get you to stop doing something or start doing something? AIDS is an equal opportunity killer. It'll take a heterosexual. No, it won't. It kills gays.
You're turning red.
Jesus fucking Christ, everybody. They make shit up. They force it up the ass of dumb women, and then they impose it on everybody. That's how it works. That's how the shampoo works.
Red.
That's how all the Purell works. That's how all this shit works. That's how it works. I don't fall prey to it.
You're
I don't
red.
listen.
Your
I'm
skin
angry.
is red. You
I'm
look like
angry
Satan with dirty hair.
Go through life this way. Like there's one like, yeah, but it's so bad. Like what's bad? The water vapor or the nicotine? What's the bad part? They do these whole fucking campaigns and they make up this shit. Like, oh, he's gonna get fur lung from it or something. Yeah, but nothing comes out the other end. Remember, 20% of people that get COVID are going to have long-term damage to their... No, it don't. No, they don't. They lie.
Yeah.
They fucking lie. They've been saying 55,000 Americans die of secondhand smoke for 30 years. Nobody dies of secondhand smoke. That's how it works. They lie.
Firemen do.
Okay, but they lie. Yeah. They lie all the fucking time. And it's to get you to do shit they want you to do. I don't know, like, if most adult Americans are all right with that relationship where it's like, yeah, they lie to you like you're fucking 9 years old, but it's good. It's good. It gets you to do shit they want you to do, which is good. So it's good. Is that an okay relationship to have with authorities and the government? I guess it's like I'm saying. Do you want the head of the CDC going, hey, 47-year-old guy with a mustache, I'm just going to lie to you, but it's not true, but it's to get you to do shit I want you to do because I've deemed this safer than whatever it is you are doing. So that'll be our relationship. So we'll just take someone and we'll go, we'll make you the expert and the head of this, and then you just lie about shit all the time, and that'll get me to do what you want me to do, even if it's true or not true. I find that to be a weird relationship to have with authorities. I would feel that way with coaches or weather people too. Just like, I don't want to talk to guys about plate tectonics who are lying either. Like, oh, there's a big one coming. When? 9.0. When? Tuesday. Oh, all right. You should earthquake-proof your house. I would rather them just sort of tell me what's happening instead of but don't worry, we're going to tell you a lie so you do what we want you to do. And now it's completely gone, which is weird because, like, think about your brain. Oh, yeah. Fauci's going to weigh in on the bird flu, and I just go, yeah, fuck that guy. I don't listen to fucking thing that old fuck has to say about anything. Is he right about the bird flu? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Don't care. Done. Gavin Newsom's going to weigh in on I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm not. Oh, Biden's got a hot take on the drones. It's like, not zero. Zero listening, which is the worst thing you can do if you're CNN, the president, or the head of the CDC, the NIH, or like the worst position you can have, it even as a dad, is just to go, yeah, we're going to Disneyland on Saturday, and your kids go, yeah, it's never going to happen. He's lying. Bad position to put yourself in, but they did it, and that's on them.
I'm just enjoying the variety in Rant of the Year. You get upset about the government lying to us and pie.
That's right. And everything falls in between that.
That's why you're the best.
That's why I'm the best. And that's why I have to come out of retirement for one last rant. That's right. Yeah. As the unmarked Denali's come pulling up my dirt driveway. Got to talk to you. All right. Rant. We're going into number 5. Of Rant of the Year.
Our 5th nominee for Rant of the Year, Kamala's first interview.
Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign is asking reporters for advice about which outlet she should choose for her first sit-down interview as the Democratic presidential nominee.
So let me say this to anybody who gets approached from the Harris campaign to give her first sit-down interview after what will have been 45 or 50 days by the time they sit down, which will be the biggest interview in the world. If the Kamala Harris campaign calls you and says you've been tapped to give Kamala Harris's first interview ever, you are going to experience joy and a certain sense of pride, which is, oh my God, what a break for a reporter to give one of the most anticipated interviews ever. But when you hang up the phone, you should then kill yourself because it means you're a shit reporter because they're looking for fucking spineless people to lob softball questions at a bitch who can't speak. So hang up the phone and kill yourself because it means they have deemed you're not an actual reporter. If you're an actual reporter who did your actual job, then your phone wouldn't fucking ring. You understand? So have one moment of pride where you tell everyone this is it and then get a fucking sword out and fall on it because it means they think you're a shit, weak, bought and sold reporter. I agree with me. Moving on to our 3rd installment of Interview of the Year with someone who's really making waves and out there. She's making a lot of noise in the last few years or last year or so. Riley Gaines.
Our 3rd nominee for Interview of the Year, Riley Gaines.
Really the first time I learned how to stand up for myself to authority figures was during COVID. And they said, And it's the same blackmail you speak of, right? They said, Riley, you're the team captain. You're supposed to be the leader. You know, you don't want to hurt your team. You have to get the vaccine.
Right.
To which I said, no, you can't make me do that. I'm young, I'm healthy. I'd already had COVID at this point. They continued on, you know, it's mandatory. If you don't, you won't be able to travel. To which I called them on their BS. No, I didn't get the vaccine. And yes, I got to travel to every meet. So that's when I learned how to stand up for myself. And the parallels between that and what we faced my senior year were uncanny. I think that's when they learned they could control us. And that was certainly shown. But nonetheless, junior year, this is when I ended up ultimately placing 7th in the country. Wasn't my best time. I knew I was capable of more, and so it was right then and there that I placed 7th my junior year that I set a goal for my senior year to win a national title, which would of course mean becoming the fastest woman in the country in my respective event. I'm right on pace to achieve this goal. Senior year rolls around. I'm 3rd in the nation, trailing the girl in 2nd by a few 100ths of a second, a girl I knew very well. But the swimmer who was leading the nation, by body lengths, might I add, was a swimmer that none of us, not me, not my teammates, not my coaches, not my competitors, not my family, a swimmer none of us had ever heard of before. And this is the first time we became aware of a swimmer named Leah Thomas. Lots of red flags. I mean, he was a senior from UPenn, which is not a school that has ever historically produced a swimmer of that caliber, leading the nation by body lengths in events ranging from the 100 freestyle, which is a sprint, all the freestyle events in between through the mile, which is long distance. I mean, none of it made sense. And we continued to stay in the dark. Of course, keep in mind, we hadn't seen a photo of this person. Right. A lot more clear. But we continued to stay in the dark until an article came out disclosing that Leah Thomas is actually Will Thomas and swam 3 years on the men's team at UPenn before deciding to switch to the women's team, which, as you can imagine, because it's virtually the same story in every single scenario we are seeing across the country, he sucked as a man and became a record smasher as a quote-unquote woman.
A little spark plug, Riley Gaines. Now we move forward to our number 6 rant of the year.
Our 6th nominee for Rant of the Year, Anti-LGBTQ Outing Law.
Listen, everyone, they would like to take over your life 100%. And people go, oh, come on. Well, I don't know. You tell me what evidence you've seen that they don't. We just went through COVID. They sprung into action and took over every part of your fucking life, everyone. Yes. They shut the beaches. They shut the churches. They shut the schools. They got involved with every facet of your life. They wanted you to get forced to wear a mask and get a vaccine. Otherwise, they're going to get you shit canned for your job. There's no part of your life that they do not want to be involved in. Is that clear? Is it clear to everyone that they want to be involved with every fucking facet of your life? They're starting to try to implement, like, we want mileage restrictions, and we want to know how far you drive every day, and we want to be in charge of tech, and we want to know what you're tweeting, and we want this. They want to be in control of every facet of your life, which is, well, why wouldn't they? That's what they do. They make rules. I've said it a million times. Take beavers, put them on the roof of the Empire State Building, and what are they going to do? They're going to start looking for wood because they got to build a dam, because that's what beavers do. They build dams. Doesn't matter if they're on the roof of the fucking Chrysler Building, they're building a dam because that's what beavers do. What do lawmakers do? It's in the title. I am a lawmaker. I make laws. I go to work every day and I make laws. Why? Read the sign. Lawmaker. Yep. They got a big problem with both those things, because both those things don't involve them controlling your life. That's right. He's the governor. He would like to govern over you. Oh, no. More. Most uncomfortable moments.
The nominees for Most Uncomfortable Moment are Chris, for the Gloria Allred clip.
She was explaining to me that this may help Michael Richards' career.
Okay, so to be clear, this is from what year?
Oh, this is from
November of 2006.
Well, that was the event.
No, this is the call.
Oh, that's the call. Mm-hmm. Well, then when did the event happen?
And what happened to this lawsuit? Did it go anywhere?
It's possible Chris is wrong about something.
That's highly unlikely.
It's highly unlikely. November 17th is the event, right? I don't know. No, we don't know. I remember hearing that the actual event...
Yeah, November 17th is the event.
All right, but didn't you tell me 10 seconds ago this...
It wouldn't...
Well, she called in after the event.
I would assume so.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But so she could have called in December.
I'm seeing on November 29th, 2006.
All right, so she called in 2 weeks after the thing went down, or 10 days, or whatever.
She was working hard over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, she was.
By the way...
You got misinformation.
How did I said November of 2006.
Let's not dress down the employees.
Play it back. I said it's November 16th, and I said that wasn't the call, that was the event.
Yeah, and then she called it November of 2006, 2 weeks after. It's still the same month.
All right, I said November 2000, and I said November 16th, and you said that was the call. I said, no, that was the event. She called in after that.
Who
That's
cares?
all I said. Well, listen to the
Move
tape.
on!
Listen to the tape.
The Astro Twins for women's health care.
And you have a prediction about the election as well.
Yeah, sure do.
Now, did you get the last one right?
Well, we did. You know, we didn't want to say it because, you know, it's too painful for us.
Mm-hmm. So
surprisingly, we're, women single-issue voters right now. Probably, are...
So you like Kamala because you want joy?
Absolutely.
We can bring some joy
we want
back.
joy, and we want women to be able to decide what to do with their bodies in all 50
all right,
states.
but let's not lie. They can do whatever the fuck they want with their bodies. This is one part of it, right? Like,
well,
you
not
shouldn't
really in
talk
Texas
that
or
way.
Florida
Well,
or
I mean,
Idaho.
when they go like, we don't want to deny women health care or something, that they're just lying when they say that, right?
No, they're not. Actually.
Well, just say abortion.
Yeah.
We want women to
and
get
we want
abortions.
women to be able to.
But it's not denied health care. That's
Well, it is
if you
an
have
essential
diabetes.
healthcare.
I know. What I'm saying is it'll help your cause better if you don't lie about what it is. And I just don't like when they go women's right to make decisions about our own health care. It's too broad.
But
It's
that
insane.
is a big part of our lives as
Well,
women.
just say
is our
abortion
healthcare.
and then things that
But
help
it's
do.
not just abortion.
It's not.
Okay,
it is
reproductive.
Some of those women
But
don't
what
have
about
freedom.
Sexual health?
Yeah, but what about being on dialysis? Like if your
What about
kidneys were bad?
diabetes medication?
Right, I'm just saying they're not trying to deny women health care. They're talking about abortion, which bleeds into that. But I'm saying be more
But it's a
specific
pretty
about it.
important part of our bodies
It's
and our
huge,
lives and our choices.
Right,
And it
but
usually affects men
if
too.
I was anti-abortion, I might just be a religious person who thought it was wrong. If I was anti-women making decisions about their health care, then I would be Hitler. That's what I'm saying.
I
Can
think,
you guys wrap your minds around this
We really
concept?
can.
Or you're
We
just
really
going to keep
can.
making the same retarded argument over and over again?
Chris, for guest arrival status.
Jeff Leach is running late, or somebody told him the show was starting at a different time. You never know.
I saw the email. We gave him the right information. So
All right.
Looks like he's running late.
It's always on the table around here, so he's running late. We haven't spoke to him, right?
We've sent out a message and we have not heard back yet.
We've not
He
spoke to
did
him.
confirm when we sent him the original details.
Okay, the other day or today? Yesterday?
Let me check. I don't want to give you the.
Well, anyway, he should be here, so we'll bring him in when he does show up. But
Arrival details are sent over a week ago.
Okay, I think we got to check in earlier. That's all I'm saying. I think we'll make that our plan.
Sure.
Check in earlier in the day.
Okay.
All right. As previously discussed, right?
I see what you're doing.
Yes, we discussed this a lot. Like, we got to hit them 15, 20 before the show.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
you told me this before air. Why are you doing this now?
I'm telling you now because the world needs to know. Because we've discussed it like 35 times.
I understand,
is what I'm saying.
but I don't see why you need to shame us now while the mics are on.
Well, it's not effective when the mics aren't on, I think is the problem.
Okay.
I think a little shame. A dusting.
I know. You like
a dusting of shame. Well, my other attempts have not been successful.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So just a dusting.
Greg Kinnear for Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, boy.
Now, I think it's a good film.
Okay, well, a lot of people think it's better than good, but go ahead.
Okay. Oh, boy, we're off to a run. No, I thought it was very good, and I've watched it multiple times. But I do cite it as the beginning of the downfall of this nation.
Oh.
Now, look, you're gun for hire. I'm not blaming you.
No, I'll take the bullet. Go
but
ahead.
Your character in this movie was what dads used to be and how dads probably should be. And you became the sort of heel of the movie, the butt of the joke, except for all you were talking about was sort of working hard and eating right and so on and so forth. Like when you had that famous diner scene,
right,
and your daughters wanting to eat ice cream for breakfast, a la mode, and you're sort of going, hey, you're going to a competition and you eat a bunch of ice cream, you're going to put some weight on, and everyone at the table attacked you.
Right. What did
and I was like, what? That's what dads are supposed to do. And then I realized that's sort of where we're at now.
Wow.
And that's why the wheels have come off the wagon and we're all going to have to move to Florida or Texas.
I am the poster child for...
It was the beginning of the end. I'm not saying...
The downfall of
It was the downfall of society. That's it. Other than that, it was a cute film. You know?
Damn, I had not heard that take before, and yet, as you say it, there is an element of that I agree with.
Byron, Chris, and Dawson for staff communication.
Byron, didn't you have something about Fast 7 on the screen there that I was talking about?
I hope so. I love let's talk Fast 7.
Got the picture you wanted?
No, but I'm really talking about my screen here. I thought that was something. Just go ahead and write Fast 7 on the screen. Do that. Okay. There we go.
You're so right, boss.
What am I right about?
I did have Fast 7 on the screen. You're right.
Right, and then you erased it, right?
I'm stupid.
No,
It's
I'm just
okay.
saying you erased it, and then I said you erased it, and then you said, no, I didn't. And then yesterday, Dawson gave you an email that had something on it, and you said, no, he didn't. Just get out of the no, he didn't mode and get into the little bit of the, oh, maybe I did.
Am I watching somebody getting fired in real time?
No, I'm just saying,
exciting.
Everyone's default setting can't be fuck off. It has to be like, oh, maybe something happened. Yeah. Let me check it.
I saw that email. It was confusing.
Thank you.
What was confusing about the email?
Because Dawson didn't send the video. He's like, please get this video of Paul Giamatti's pizza, and then he just went tmz.com. Usually we send the link of the video.
Right there on the front page.
No, I could send you a video. Like,
how did he get the first? Then my question is, how did he get the first one?
I feel like I'm at an office party where people are drinking too much and saying what's on their mind.
No, I'm not saying, Dawson, I'm not saying you're wrong. He should have asked, hey, I don't see the video, but it was confusing based on the system that we do have that it wasn't there. So I think these are two different things.
Yesterday was hectic.
No. It's not two different things, because when somebody says, hey, I sent you this, or I talked about this, or I do this, you should go, let me check.
Yeah.
Not no.
It should have been followed up with.
It shouldn't be buzz off. It should be, well, hold on, let me check the email.
There was no buzz off. Was there?
No is buzz off. No is buzz off. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's what no means. It means no.
All right.
Don't have a no chambered. Have a I don't remember, but let me check.
I'm not disagreeing with
No, the email is straighter forward than how you depicted it.
Who are we mad at now? We start with Ben.
Well,
we're mad
at everyone under 40.
Okay.
That's number one. Yeah. Yeah, be open to the possibility of being incorrect or missing something. It's not as shaming as you think it is. The number one guy who's wired that way is Dr. Drew. If you call that guy at any time and go, "Hey, I told you this or that," he'll go, "I'm sorry, I must have forgotten about that." Or he always is magnanimous. He always just goes, I must not have heard you correctly. I was under the impression or whatever. Always. He never goes, fuck off, or you never said that. I'm always amazed at the people who just go, you never said that. It's a weird thing to say to someone who said, I told you something, because it kind of makes them nuts or they have a brain tumor. I will accept I do not remember that conversation, which I will do, but you never said that is a weird thing to say to a lucid adult when they say, I told you this or that. It's kind of saying you're fucking nuts, isn't it?
It is. I'm sad that we're going to have to find a new category to replace this next year because under my tutelage, I just don't see any uncomfortable moments in 2025.
That is true. With your, with Joe at the helm. Steady hand at the helm in the wheelhouse. All right. I'm trying to think. Dr. Drew says, pardon me, a lot. It's old school. All right. And the winner. Oh, that's right. And the winner is the Astro Twins. Yes, a very uncomfortable conversation and dialogue I had with them. All right. We're going to take our last break. We'll come back with always a favorite, the Definitely Not a Jew. This is where Dawson earns his bones right after this. Morgan and Morgan, life can be crazy sometimes, and one person's negligence can result in another's settlement. So let's hope that if anything happens to you, you get hold of Morgan and Morgan. If you're ever injured, check out our good friends Morgan and Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. And as long as we're in the more department, more than $20 billion with a B dollars recovered for over 500,000 plus clients. Morgan and Morgan has a proven track record of fighting and getting you full and fair compensation. Going on the road, doing stand-up every weekend, well, that can be hard. But submitting an injury claim with Morgan and Morgan, that's easy. So go with Morgan and Morgan, right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or #law, #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts is in the business of keeping your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and parts and knowledge that you're going to need to maintain and do the repairs yourself. Always used O'Reilly. I've used to hit the one up on Foothill when I was in La Crescenta renting a house, keeping that Isuzu Trooper on the road. And they got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in their store or online. So you have, you don't have to worry if you're in a jam. You can go online and get your stuff. You can go into a store and get your stuff. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of your car, which is nice because sometimes it's tough to get those babies out of the car. You need your windshield wipers replaced, brake light fixed, or a quick service? Well, they'll help you find the right part or point you to the nearest local repair shop as well and get help there. Whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you're going to find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, they're friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly. O'Reilly Auto Parts. One-stop shop for everything, especially if you're a do-it-yourselfer for your car. In-store, online. You can stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and do it today, or visit us online, O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'Reilly.com/Adam.
Alcoa presents the last word for 2024 of Definitely Not a Jew. His oxygen machine, a cinnamon roll, gator nuggets, Easter egg, his feet stain, a $5 footlong. plate of spaghetti, Popeye's chicken, a Dodge Ram truck, ravioli, a salami, his soiled diaper, a spork, a vegetable peeler, $1,540 worth of vibrator, the Waffle House logo, Dodge Charger SRT, Hellcat Red Eye Jailbreak, Trump 2024 merchandise. Thank you, Alcoa, for another great year of sponsorship. We look forward to your support next year for more Definitely Not a Jew.
Well, Dawson, the height of his powers. I looked out a few moments ago, out in the parking lot, saw a flatbed truck, and they're towing a car. Whose car is that? My daughter's car. I said to my daughter, why don't you pick up your car? Why is it being towed? Lost the keys. I said, where's your spare keys? She said, those were the spare keys. And then I flashed back at the 10,000 arguments / discussions I had with my ex-wife about her car and her spare keys and where the keys were and how could I move her car if she was out of town, if she had the spare keys. And I thought, if people are having a lot of conversations with you about your spare keys, that's not a good sign. That means things are falling through the cracks. That means something's gone a little bit amiss in your life. You really shouldn't burden other human beings with your spare keys. They should just be by the front door in what that place or whatever it is. But I think back on many, many discussions I've had with many, many people in my life, and I will say this first and foremost. Everyone I've ever argued with about anything, I'll first start with this. I never wanted to talk about this with you ever. Ever. Can we just get to that? Can we just, our jumping off point is I never wanted to talk to you about this subject. And you have never talked to me about this subject. So that's the jumping off point. Like, I didn't want to, on the car metaphor, get out of the car and exchange information with you, but you rear-ended me. And I know you're angry at me at this point, but I never wanted this exchange ever. I would like to sail through life with zero discussion about other people's spare keys. That's my posture. That's what I would wish. I have a son. I hope he makes it to the grave without any arguments about someone else's spare keys and where they might be and how much it's going to cost to replace them and why the spare keys are with them, even though the actual keys are with them as well. That is my wish. That's my wish for all of God's children. So now the car's getting on a flatbed and going somewhere because the spare keys have been lost after the actual first set of keys were lost. So
we need to relearn the definition of the word spare.
Yes, it becomes primary once the actual set of keys are lost, then spare becomes primary. So it's like a spare tire. No, it's now your tire because it's on the car. All right. Interview of the year. Oh, this is interesting. I found Moshe Kasher very interesting, and I think you will as well.
Our fourth nominee for Interview of the Year, Moshe Kasher.
Your parents divorced when you're 9 months. You guys go to Oakland. I mean, you and your mom?
Me, my mom, and my brother.
And your brother go to Oakland, like physically just move away.
We were just gone, yeah.
did your mom just sort of sneak out, or did they do all the paperwork and everything?
No, she kind of did the old school 70s divorce, which is where you could just bail, and then, I think now maybe fathers have slightly more rights. I don't really know, but it was a kind of
My
like...
parents did that. They just moved.
Right, and the mom would always sort of be trusted that whatever she was doing was the right decision. I found this calendar. This is kind of sad, but I found this calendar years after my dad died. There was this calendar in his old stuff that was it was the date that we left on vacation in my dad's calendar, and it was like crossed off the X's until we would come home, and then eventually the X's just stopped because we weren't coming home.
So your parents didn't really get divorced. Your mom left your dad.
It was like a light kidnapping, kind of one of those 70s kidnapping.
Dusting of it. Yeah, it's like the Amber Alert, but the Mexican guy's just getting his daughter back. It's not a full-blown, ether rag to the mouth into the primered van.
No, I told you, having deaf parents, there was a lot of strange things. The ether rag was in play. No, we just moved and we were gone, and then I was a secular kid in Oakland.
Normally, when women leave that way, there's some abuse, or there's some addiction, or there's something that causes them to sort of make that kind of move.
I don't know if you relate to your parents are divorced also? Are they?
Just like left.
Right.
They just went somewhere.
Yeah, so it's one of those marriages where I'm sure it sounds like it's similar to your parents, where you can't even imagine that how could this have ever been a romantic connection? They were so far from each other.
Yeah.
That each of them, I remember when I was a kid hearing their individual stories about what happened. And I'm talking 4 years old, having the realization of, okay, these stories aren't matching, which means that someone here is lying, and probably both of them are lying.
Right.
And I'll never know the truth. But abuse was definitely one of the charges from my mom. Definitely.
Yeah.
She said that happened. My dad, surprisingly enough, denied it, and I was sort of left to figure out who it was that was really telling me the truth.
Well, I'm assuming it was physical abuse, because I'm trying to think of the verbal abuse. And
They
how
could
that would
abuse
really
each
work.
other.
Because all you'd have to do is put your sunglasses on or something and drown the guy out completely. So it must have been physical.
No, that's what I would do, by the way, when I'd get mad at my mom. One of the great advantages of having deaf parents is I could just be like, fuck you! As long as I was covering my mouth, she would never know what was happening.
Yeah, that was a good interview. I remember that. All right. This one I'm not even clear about. I forgot about it, but doesn't mean we're not going to enjoy it. Technical and creative arts.
At a private ceremony held earlier this month, Technical and Creative Arts ACE Awards were given out in the following categories. Best TV Show Pitch.
I would like to do a show. You and I could do it together. It would be called Drunk Women Complimenting You. And there's something about women when they've had a couple of drinks who go, I thought you're funny. I mean, well, my husband thinks you're funny. I'm not so much, I mean, they just can't.
Right.
They go there, they do it. A little lubrication with some alcohol helps, but they're just, the compliments always end up stinging.
Yeah.
They never really work.
My mom loves you.
Right.
My mom's a huge fan.
Yeah, but if they're sober, they'll go, my husband is a huge fan.
Yeah.
And they'll leave it at that. If they've had a few pops, they go, my husband's a huge fan, me not so much.
Yeah.
That's what the booze gets you. That's that tag.
Best Game Show Reenactment.
I wanted to be on Hollywood Squares, but I wanted Paul Lynde to adopt me because I didn't have a dad. We would be the first father and son team on the Hollywood Squares. That was my dream. I'd like Craig and Paul Lynde for the win, please.
Take it, son. It's a sports question. That's just how I was imagining.
All right, I'll give you a Paul Lynde joke for you to do as Paul Lynde on the Hollywood
Squares. I probably know
right?
this one, yeah. That he said on the Squares.
Yeah. Oh, you probably know it?
Probably.
All right, then I'll play the host.
I thought he was going to be my father.
I'll
I wrote
play the host.
5 letters to fix him up with my mom. You should marry my mother.
We'll see if you can do it.
Okay, go ahead. I'll do the punchline. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll be the host.
Okay, I'll listen here. You're Peter Marshall.
Paul, what do you do with a lady finger?
I don't know.
I've had a man
See,
finger.
you didn't see.
I didn't know that one.
All right, you say ignore it and keep on driving.
Ignore it and keep on driving.
Oh, hold on. Let me shut you up. Paul, what do you do with a lady finger?
Ignore it and keep on driving.
There you go. Now,
Paul, how many balls on a billiard table? I don't know how many guys are playing.
I would watch a stand-up special you just doing Paul Lynn.
You want to hear a true story, what he said?
Yeah.
He walks on stage. This is verified because his former road manager was my manager for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked on stage in Cincinnati. It was an outdoor venue. And it smelled. It was next to a sewage treatment plant. He goes, oh my God, it smells like pussy, I think.
Best intro joke.
And now, a man whose parents had a 0% interest rate. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice to get on. Took me a minute to get that one. No choice.
Donnell Rawlings for least black guy.
I know this sounds corny, and please don't. It's going to really diminish my gangster. I like watching the sunrise.
Oh, really? You do?
God
feel
damn
renewed.
It, man. Fuck Corey, man.
His eyes are watering.
I'm about to kill somebody when I leave here now, man. I like it. Like, that's so tranquil, and it's another non-gangster shit. I like floating down the river.
Oh, on an inner tube?
On a kayak.
Oh, even worse.
I like floating down the zero-course river. I said it, Adam. What the fuck you want from me, man?
And what are you drinking?
White Claws.
Oh, no. God damn it, no. And what are you listening to?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, shit. No.
And when the sun comes out tomorrow, let her cry.
Worst sports commentary.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So he went and ran a 40-yard dash again.
Oh, let me guess. Tom Brady ran it faster than he did when he was 19.
22. It was 5.28 versus 5.12.
Oh, 1-2.
But look what he looked like at the Columbine. You show the picture.
The Columbine.
That's what it's called, isn't
That's
it?
a high school that got shot up
with his
by a
shirt
maniac.
off.
Columbine.
No, what is it called?
Combine.
Okay, so
Columbine was a high school outside of the Denver.
Sorry, I'm a little flustered by your note taking.
Well, there's just a big difference between Columbine and Combine.
Yeah, so we're gonna laugh at me? Is that how we treat our guests?
A lot of dead kids. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
And best love letter.
I'm worried about what this letter says. I'm a senior at North Hollywood High. The prom's coming in the next week or so. Because, yeah, graduation back then would be like June 12th or something. The prom was probably June 1st or something. So here we are in May, and I'm writing to my buddy Carl.
Carl, I was just sitting in Spanish and decided that your face was more important than classwork. Not a bad likeness, eh, Carl? This little sketch might be worth something one day. Anyway, it is Thursday, and I'm happy I'm going to go to the beach tomorrow, and the prom the next day.
Oh, they've promised 2 days away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tough schedule, huh? By the way, I would like to drink the sweet nectar from Jay Hoover's Love Box.
He showed her this whole fucking letter.
Nectar. Nectar.
Does it? Yeah, go on.
Speaking of love boxes, I have not smacked it for a day.
That was an accomplishment.
That's where the writing gets a little bit cramped.
Yeah.
And John Gillingham made me promise not to. He says I'll need it for the prom.
Oh.
but I think it's just going to want to make me go home early to smack it.
Yeah, I had a sense of humor back then. It's actually a pretty good rendition of my friend Carl, who I actually spoke to the other day. Interesting. All right, we move ahead to Interview of the Year, installment number 5.
Our final nominee for Interview of the Year, Mike Rowe.
What's the old expression? Everything before but is bullshit.
Right.
Right. I love the country, but here's the thing. It's like, no, there is no thing. You can be, I probably have more friends today on the left than I do on the right. And, the truth is, you can be really divergent on just about every issue, but can you agree that the first 30 minutes of Saving Private Ryan was amazing, or Band of Brothers wasn't amazing? Like, can you get out of your own way long enough to look at a movie like I don't know, They Shall Not Grow Old, one of the best war movies I've ever seen. And so, the answer has to be yeah, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be, but if it's no, then you're no longer having a political conversation at all. You're having a conversation between Americans and anti-Americans. And
Yes.
if you're talking to anti-Americans, that's different than talking to somebody who completely disagrees with you politically about virtually everything. And that's what I worry has gotten lost. Half the country's looking at the other half as un-American.
It is a real and true blessing to be able to talk to some of the most interesting people on the planet as a job. I really do mean that. I mean, it's my job. I come here, make people laugh, so on and so forth. But you do get to talk to some really interesting people for, extended periods of time. And that's a true blessing. All right. So, Interview of the Year. Dawson's giving me a look.
You are going to announce the winner.
That's right.
For Interview of the Year.
That is correct. And that individual is Russell Brand. Yeah, Russell has had quite a renaissance. Interesting guy. I don't know. There's Russell Brand. I mean, over the years, there's every human being on this show, and it's just quite a blessing. And it's also nice to have something to leave to my kids who'll never listen to 10 seconds any of this shit, but it's there if they're ever feeling nostalgic. All right, we move forward to Best Guest.
The nominees for Guest of the Year are Dustin Ibarra.
I gotta get more Mexican. I've been thinking, maybe a poncho, a mustache, and a sombrero.
The plaid's good. The plaid's good.
I got your middle name.
What?
Pepino.
Pepino. Oh,
Yeah, just roll it. Roll it for me.
good.
Let's hear it.
Pepino.
Yeah,
Dustin
put the whole thing.
Pepino Ibarra.
Oh, just put the Pepino in there.
Dude, I like that. I could see, and then that would eventually become my stage name, just Pepino. We're going to see Pepino this Thursday at the
Crowd,
Covina
round the
Laugh
fucking
Factory.
block. I'm going to make you this guarantee.
Okay.
You do the hairnet.
Okay.
Go with the middle name Pepino.
Pepino.
Hairnet Pepino. 8 months from now, Modelo's going to approach you for a commercial. They're going to show you working real hard up there on stage, hoisting the Modelo with your other Mexican friends.
Yeah, you worked hard.
Yeah, out there in the lobby, of the club, Picture you driving your car in the rain, to the club as a young man.
Talking about your fighting spirit.
You changed your name to Pepino.
Sign that says open mic, no Mexicans allowed. And you're like standing in the rain looking down. And then but triumph on stage with everyone standing and cheering and the hairnet on. Modelo's going to fucking approach you.
God, Modelo loves Mexicans.
They love
Have
Mexicans.
they always been a Mexican beer? Because their commercials now are like, you know exactly. You got Tapatio in your eyes all day. They burn. But now here you are. You got your own taco truck, and you're gonna show the other taco trucks. You got your own. You had to bury your abuelita last week.
You spent the day tagging cop vans.
You stole 7 catalytic converters, and you're looking for buyers for them. You went to Knott's Berry Farm. You bought the season pass.
You spent all day wrapping hot dogs in bacon.
You invented a new type of shorts that were longer than conventional shorts, yet shorter than short pants. Now you're heading to the beach to freak out white people. You deserve a coal.
Your socks are pulled up to your scrotum.
You're wearing flip-flops with black socks pulled up to your kneecap.
You deserve this.
The spirit of a Mexican.
You've been surf fishing for 19 hours in Santa Monica and caught nothing. Now it's time to head for the coldest beer.
Time to relax.
That's right.
Oh, my God.
Kyle Dunnigan.
You keep your falcons in a coop, in a ranch, in your car. Like, where were these falcons kept?
I just put them in the trunk.
They're in the trunk of the car.
Yeah, a lot of them don't survive.
And you caught the bear. You pick up the bear coming back from falconing. Tell me if I screw this story up, Bobby.
It's a totally normal story. Go ahead.
You come across a dead bear in the road coming back from falconing. So you pick it up and you put it in the car because you pick up roadkill.
Right, and
Yeah. And then
the lady in front of me killed a bear in the car.
You put it in the back of the car, then you go into Manhattan and you have a dinner.
Right.
And maybe you have a cocktail or two, or the people do there.
I guess maybe I may have had one or two. That's possible.
And then you got to get to the airport, and then so you realize the bear's still in the back of the car. And,
Right.
And at that time, a lot of people being hit by cyclists in Central Park. So you think it'd be funny. This is pre-Ring doorbell everywhere. You go drag it out there and put the bike next to it, like it was a bear that got hit by a bike.
Right, hilarious.
And it's not only that, but there was a recent story about you taking a headless whale off the beach and strapping it to the roof of your car. Did you hear about that one, Joe?
No, I didn't. But his car has a lot of different smells.
Your car has to be super confusing to a blind deer.
Yeah.
Is this what? A danger or a whale or a bear? A falcon?
A lot of it's again, I'm just a normal American who cut off a whale's head and put it on top of my car. It's actually done very often across the country.
Sam Tripoli.
Yeah, I was thinking like Cher's pretty preachy, but she probably has a lot of ideas about how we should raise our kids. But I don't know how hers turned out. And then I was thinking, oh yeah, I forgot about our other kid, Chaz.
Yeah,
Chaz
he looks
Bona.
like Larry the Cable Guy now.
Yeah. She was like, the doctor's like, I'm going to cut your dick off. And she said, get her done.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, okay, I'm old enough to remember. And Sam, I don't know how you are. You're probably too young.
I'm 51.
You just missed the cutoff.
Okay, well, thank God.
For Sonny and Cher.
I know. I used to know Sonny and Cher because Cher is Armenian. She denied it forever. So I'm
really?
Armenian, so that was a big deal. She's Armenian.
Oh, okay. Does she deny the genocide as well, or just the Armenian part? It's a conflict.
I'm going to fight Sync. Go on.
Listen, I would just want to tell you with all respect to the Armenians.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I've told this to Mark Garagos as well. So I want to be upfront with you.
Okay.
I do have a friend, a very good friend.
Yeah.
And he plays in an over 40 soccer league. And they played an all-Armenian team. And the all-Armenian team was either trying to fist fight them or fist fight each other.
Those are my people.
And he said to me, after playing the All-Armenian team, I don't condone the genocide, but I understand it.
Oh, God.
All right?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
I told the same to Garagos. I'll be up front with you.
By the way, love Garagos. He got me out. I got busted buying drugs off a hooker, and he got me out of it. Thank you,
Really?
Garagos.
Oh, that's the Armo
Yeah,
connection.
yeah. Oh, dude, I do this giant event, and every once in a while, a legal thing comes up, and the whole board is lawyers. Hey, I need a little help. They're like, okay, guys.
They stick together, man.
Dude, we have to, dude. We're like 99-cent Jews. That's who Armenians are.
Yeah.
We want all the respect of Jews, but nobody gives
It's
it to
like
us.
Jews without all the good stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
right. 100%.
Godfrey.
And they knew there was much more than a hunt. That this group was some more for my family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch. And Pete Davis in
They
the
got
middle.
Quincy Jones involved with the second
We need
season.
a horn section.
Yeah.
James Brown came in. Brady Bunch. Time to get down. Till the one day when the letter met the fella, it was time to go. You had kids, I got kids. Put them together. Back on up. Kill myself. It's a hunch. It's a Brady Bunch time. Ow. I'm gonna tell you this one now. This gonna be a hell of a family now. Backing on up. Come on, hit it, Clyde. 1, 2, 3. Here's a story. Of a man named Brady. He was with a woman. Loved her to death. She had 3 kids. Nothing left. What do we got? Brady Bunch. Yeah. We gotta move. Yeah. We gotta groove. Yeah. Here it come. Brady Bunch. All 6 of us in the house. We got the rent. Pay it up. We about to do it. Brady Bunch, come get some.
Oh, wow. That's guest of the year quality type comedy there.
And Maverick, the deaf frat guy.
The next one is trapping, this sport, where you set a trap to get an animal.
Trapping.
Yeah, like, in Alaska, you follow the track.
I'm against it. I don't like it.
Well, like Donovan,
I say JV, sorry.
like Loxamana Donovan said earlier, you have to get in the mind. You have to try to get into the mind of Mav. I suspect he and his bros have trapped more than a lady or two in their day in the frat house, right? I'm going to say he says all balls.
Well, at the house, there was a raccoon that was getting into all of our shit. So I set a trap, and I go out, and the thing is in the trap, and it's looking at me like, dude, seriously? And I'm like, I can't kill you, bro. And it had hurt its paw. So we kept it in the house until it fucked Moose's cat.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Embarrassment of riches. Where do we go? Godfrey. That's pretty amazing. That's just a one-man band right there. But I don't know who won Best Guess. Oh, good news. It's Godfrey.
Well earned.
I completely agree. James Brown, Brady Bunch theme. All right, now to our last 7th installment of Rant of the Year.
Our final nominee for Rant of the Year. Dr. Fauci on Joe Biden's debate performance.
Did anything about that, what you saw, medically alarm you?
I can't say. I think it would be inappropriate to say that, Major, because
when you're just looking at someone on a one-shot basis, you just don't know what could happen.
All right, so what if you examine somebody once who was a horrible burn victim? Was it just a one time, or we need to follow up?
You're going to have to come back
He's
in 2 weeks.
He's a fucking partisan liar. He's lying right now. Of course he's lying. Now, he's lying now. He lied then. That's the part that people don't get.
He's been lying since the 80s, by the way.
He's been lying. He's fucking compromised and has been lying. And all you assholes with your Fauci candles should lube them up and shove them right up your fucking asses, because you've been defending this guy the entire time, who's a partisan hack who's been lying. He's lying now. He was lying then. I know everyone likes him because it comes in a sort of happy package, but he caused a lot of destruction, and he's a fucking liar. And by the way, you can't tell that Biden is compromised because you only watched him stammer for 90 minutes. Beware of any experts who know everything and then know nothing. Remember? He knew nothing about Black Lives Matter protests and crowds. He knows nothing about Biden. Okay. Being diminished on stage for 90 minutes. All right, he knows nothing, except for he knows everything about COVID. He knows everything about AIDS. He knows everything about where COVID emanated from. He knows it came from a wet market. He knows everything, and then he knows nothing. And that's what you call a liar, people. So, we are going to announce the winner for Rant of the Year, and the winner is vaping and medical lies.
The Academy says that the assist from Harland Williams helped push that rant over the edge.
It did. He was marveling at how red my face was getting in the middle of those rants. I'm just saying, people, they go from this to that to the next. So they go from the food pyramid to vaping to COVID. They just keep rolling on to the next piece of bullshit lie. Doesn't mean you have to not believe them on everything they say, although you would have a much higher batting average if you just went that way. But it means you should do your own investigation about these things. And whenever they tell you not to listen to some guy online, go find out what that guy is saying. All right. Once again, another fantabulous year. Impossible without you, the listeners. I am not trying to suck up, but I'm just saying it. We all have jobs because you listen and you share this show. So enjoy the new year and continue to share the show. And we'll keep providing content all throughout the new year and beyond. So until next time, it's Adam Carolla saying mahalo.
The 2024 ACE Awards were produced by Mike Dawson and Mike Lynch. Co-producers, Joe Prano, Chris Loxamana, Emmy Funes, and Byron Perez. Special thanks to Crystal Marie, Mike August, Mayhem Miller, Rudy Pavich, Superfan Giovanni, and Kyle Brule. Orchestra and score for the ACE Awards provided by Extreme Music. Recorded using Rode microphones and edited on Adobe Audition and Avid Pro Tools. Catering for the ACE Awards by an Indian restaurant in Long Island that he flew leftovers home from. Hotel accommodations by that place he couldn't get into when he got evacuated from Malibu. Travel to the ACE Awards furnished by Pull Your Weight Airlines. And an Uber with the driver's seat fully reclined. Thank you for joining us for this year's ACE Awards. Share it with a friend and show them what they missed in 2024 and get them listening in 2025.
You just can't help but listen to him talk.
The ACE Awards.